It's a city full of world-famous landmarks.
It's a place of musical magic where you'll never walk alone.
With the countryside of Wirral packed with places to visit.
We're taking a break in a city of legends, Liverpool.
Hello, I'm Anton Dean and welcome to another edition of Britain's Best Breaks, the show which helps you make all the right choices when planning a relaxing break.
This time we're in Liverpool, one of Britain's most vibrant cities, the home of the Beatles and one of the world's greatest football clubs.
I'm Helen Brumby and we're going to be showing you some of the best places to eat, to visit and to stay in Liverpool.
And there's the fabulous Wirral countryside. There's plenty to see, so it's time to touch down in Liverpool.
Originally known as Speke Airport, in 2002 Liverpool's airport was renamed in honour of John Lennon. You can see his 7-foot bronze statue as you check in, and on the roof there's a line from his song Imagine, above us only sky. Everyone relishes the luxury of cruising on a 21st century ocean-going liner.
Hi, penthouse suite please. It's Mr. Dean.
Thank you, enjoy your stay.
Excellent, thank you. Well, that's an experience the liner at Liverpool provides.
This is a hotel where you can enjoy all the opulence of the Oriana or the new Queen Mary. The luxury liner theme is everywhere. You almost expect the captain to appear at any moment.
Cheers, thank you. This is a cruise in the heart of the city, just 5 minutes walk from Lime Street Station. When it's time to dine in the Seven Seas restaurant, you'll be spoiled for choice with the kind of menu you'd expect as an international traveller.
T-bone steak, sir.
Yes, lovely, thank you.
Enjoy your meal, sir.
Fabulous, thank you. With traditional favourites and great food from the 4 continents of the world. Don't get confused when the team here refer to the rooms as cabins. This is superior on-board accommodation,
including a staff who maintain a standard of excellence around the clock. You can enjoy an additional level of comfort in the executive suite.
If you'd really like to push the boat out, how about this for luxury? The penthouse suite. Welcome aboard. There's so much to see in Liverpool and this is one of the best ways to explore the city. Hi mate.
Maghull Coaches are a family-run local company. Your tour includes the services of a qualified blue badge guide who'll give you all the background on the famous landmarks.
1846, designed by Jesse Harvey, a Yorkshireman from Pontefract.
Cathedrals, the Beatles, the Albert Dock. Now I've seen it all.
If you're a Beatles fan, in addition to the Cavern and other attractions, there are 2 sites you can't miss. This is Mendips, the childhood home of John Lennon, where some of the early Beatles hits were written. Photographs, recordings, John's artwork and other fascinating memorabilia give a unique insight into Lennon's life. 20 Forthlin Road is a childhood home of Paul McCartney and his brother Michael, authentically furnished as it would have been during the 1950s, and again a number of the early Beatles songs were composed and rehearsed here, and there's a display of photographs by Michael McCartney. Both sites are carefully maintained by the National Trust.
For music fans everywhere, the Beatles story at the Albert Dock is an essential Liverpool attraction.
"18 separate features chart the group's success from their Hamburg days to the breakup of the band and their solo careers.
You can take an audio guided tour. Now this comes with 7 different languages and is narrated by John Lennon's sister and guest voiced by Brian Epstein, Sir Paul McCartney, Sir George Martin and Cynthia Lennon.
The gift shop is a Beatle fan's dream, so leave yourself time. Nothing represents Merseyside's pop music prowess more than the Cavern Club, made famous by you-know-who.
But there's a few myths to be cleared up about the Cavern, one of which is that the club was destroyed in the 1970s and replaced by a car park.
Well, the club, which is below ground, was closed and filled with rubble, and the warehouse building above demolished.
And in tribute to John Lennon, the club was excavated and with slight alterations reopened.
Today it occupies 75% of its original site, ensuring that number 10 Matthew Street is Liverpool's most famous address. For a completely different dining experience, why not try the St. Petersburg Russian Restaurant and Dining Club, a short stroll from the Albert Dock.
There's so much more to Russian cooking than steak tartare, chicken Kiev or stroganoff. How about Vladivostok soup or Nikolaya Veskaya? Spasibo.
This is the real deal, an authentic piece of Mother Russia in the heart of Liverpool.
Na zdrowie!
If you enjoy great Indian food, you'll find it at Wallace's Magic Spice. The pride and passion the chefs take in their work has resulted in the restaurant being listed in both the Good Curry Guide and the Asian Food Guide. And here's why it's called Magic Spice. There's a resident magician on hand to keep you entertained. There's no trickery when it comes to dining. There's a terrific a la carte menu, good value set meals, and on Mondays a popular all-you-can-eat buffet. And you can repeat the pleasure at their sister restaurant, the Spice Club. If you want to experience the real buzz of Liverpool's lively nightlife, then book in at the Hanover Hotel.
Just a short walk from the Albert Dock with the Cavern nearby, this hotel is the ideal place to base yourself for discovering the city. So after a good night's sleep and a full breakfast, you're all set up for the day ahead.
The bar is also a popular watering hole for locals and tourists.
At the Hanover, the Merseybeat lives on. Every Friday and Saturday night you can see the live talent that has helped to make this city famous.
Liverpool's Albert Dock is one of the city's most impressive attractions. After opening in 1846, it soon became the Empire's commercial storehouse as precious cargoes from around the world passed through the port. Today, this historic site has undergone a £100 million transformation to become Liverpool's busy cosmopolitan centre and a top heritage attraction. Liverpool is synonymous with the greatest pop act in history, the Beatles, and here their lives are celebrated. Tate Liverpool is the region's major centre for contemporary art, and the Merseyside Maritime Museum is the largest of its kind in Europe. This is also a thriving commercial community employing over 2,000 people who contribute to the region's economic success. If you love a little retail therapy, this is no ordinary shopping experience. Here you'll find shops with that touch of difference and individuality. Shopping at the Albert Dock leaves the hassle of crowded high streets well behind. If you've a passion for city life, it's a great place to live. With superb restaurants and fashionable bars, the Albert Dock is one of Liverpool's essential destinations. Tate Liverpool is housed in a converted warehouse in the Albert Dock, one of the finest groups of 19th century industrial buildings in Europe. This is one of the family of 4 Tate galleries in Britain which house the national collection of British art from the year 1500 to the present day's collection of modern art. The gallery's succession of exhibitions are international in scope, bringing the best contemporary art to Liverpool, and admission is free.
Nothing evokes the character of Liverpool more than the famous Mersey Ferry.
This is an exhilarating way to see the sights of this great port, just as thousands of sailors have done over the years.
The ferry departs from the pier head, a short walk from the Albert Dock. There are longer river explorer cruises, and you can take a 35-mile trip along the Manchester Ship Canal. The first street tramway in Europe began running here in Birkenhead on August the 29th, 1860. The Birkenhead Tramway and Wirral Transport Museum is a fascinating day out for all the family. Trams, buses, motorbikes and cars, this museum has them all. And you can actually take a ride just as they did in the old days, from the Woodside Visitors Centre to the old colonial pub at the Taylor Street terminus. The Wirral Museum, Birkenhead's former town hall, is a splendid example of restored Victorian architecture. It gracefully complements the style of an earlier period, the George and Hamilton Square. The museum's exhibits include pottery, silver and historical archives. Founded in 1150, Birkenhead Priory is the oldest standing building on Merseyside. St Mary's Tower shares the site, which is dedicated to those lost in the 1939 Thetis submarine disaster. The Williamson Art Gallery and Museum is home to one of the best art collections in the Northwest, including pottery, porcelain and a large display of ship models.
Not all Victorian factory owners were the greedy, grasping characters you might expect.
Port Sunlight was specially built in 1888 for employees of the soap manufacturer William Hesketh Lever. For a Victorian worker, this was heaven, with a school, a gymnasium, social clubs, a pub and their own church.
William, who later became known as Lord Leverhulme, is buried here at Christ Church with his beloved wife.
The Heritage Centre in Port Sunlight presents a fascinating insight into the legacy of an enlightened industrialist. The Lady Lever Art Gallery at Port Sunlight holds one of Britain's most beautiful collections of fine and decorative arts. In the 1880s, the first Lord Leverhulme began buying art as advertising for his Sunlight soap. He became a discerning collector, buying up whole collections such as Lord Tweedmouth's collection of Wedgwood and the entire paintings of the wealthy mine owner George McCulloch. Lord Leverhulme built the gallery in 1922 in memory of his wife. Today this is a legacy we can all enjoy.
Brotherton Park and Dibbinsdale Local Nature Reserve offer 80 acres of semi-natural countryside and is one of the largest and finest examples of ancient woodland on Merseyside. Bowden's Hay Meadow was grazing land for cattle until the 1940s. Today it forms a natural environment for small mammals and Ladybridge is a wetland reserve where wildlife can thrive. An attractive and stimulating place, a peaceful walk in Dibbinsdale will bring you closer to nature.